morning from my garage to your garage. How you doing today? I kind of need a break. My hands are so sore. My back's sore. Been kind of rushing to get things finished up, so I just thought I'm taking today off. But I know y'all are like me, wondering what all was in them boxes that he didn't show. So anyway, I'm going to give you a really quick walkthrough, and then you're going to help me decide what we're going to do next. This is all a bunch of yard sale stuff. We have a clamp that's missing the jaws, a garden sprayer without a gasket, but I have gaskets, so I'll put one in, test it, and send it back. Phew. Couple nut drivers. They're fine. I think those will be an easy cleanup. A nice carabiner. I don't know. I have a bunch of different kinds. None of them heavy duty, but this one, I don't know. 4 saws. Saw, little Stanley. I don't know, is there really worth putting effort into, but like I said, this is going to be y'all's choice. And another miter. So the saws, hammers. I didn't even look when she dropped them off who or what they were. And I'm not going to be, not going to be able to tell you now either. But we have one claw hammer. Oh, this one's a Stanley. I'm assuming this one's a Stanley because of the color pattern, but I could be wrong. And HDX, 16 ounce. So 3 good, decent claw hammers. This is some kind of different composite handle. I'm going to leave this all out until we're done. I'm cool little Ryobi box. Well, a little keyhole saw. Now, I have cleaned up a bunch of these, and you give a quick file to the thing, and they're great for drywall, cutting in boxes and stuff. That's about it. Linoleum file, or linoleum knife with a cracked handle and loose. I just did a pair of these, but this is a straight set. The last one was a right hand. These are whisks. That'd be worth cleaning up. And now I'm a pro at getting the stupid spring in and out. I'm not really. Got a big pair. Drop forged. What else we got? Wood handled little screwdriver. I still have a bunch of I should do another batch cleanup of the screwdrivers. Ooh, sorry about that. Garden clips, and that might be a good one to do. Seymour Smith, only because that's what she does. She's a gardener. A cold chisel, always in my heart. A little U-gouge. Who is that? Buck Brothers. Yeah, it definitely needs some work, some sharpening and some de-rusting, but would be a fun one. I kind of was partial to this. It's got a rubber hose for a handle, and you can tell it's homemade, welded hammer. I would probably get rid of the rubber, replace it with something else, and get this it looks like one that would be fun to make pretty. A pair of linemen's. They've seen better days. The handle, I wanted to play around. I only did it once years ago with Plastidip, and it worked well, but the stuff was expensive back then. I remember coating 1 or 2 tools, and it was like, this is not worth my time. Another big mason chisel. I have another one like this with a big chip out of it that another neighbor gave me, so I might do them together. A machinist's chisel. It's for deburring, and I always call it a machinist chisel, but I don't think that's technically the name. It's probably just a machinist deburring tool. I don't know. Do you know? Let me know what it's really called. I like these because they're fine, and she liked them too. They are in need of some straightening. The big ones I use in my forge to make those knife blades, which, by the way, the first 3 blades are working so good. Very happy. I got to get back on it. I've roughed out 2 more handles, but that's where my hands needed a break. A scraper, an old school scraper, and the ferrule is broken and rotted off. There's a point where you got to say, let it go. I don't know if this is at that point yet. We'll figure it out. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, I tubing cutter. Let's see, Dawn Indy Inc., Denver, Colorado, with a big old chunk out of the blade. I think it's for hose cutting. I don't think it's another one worth time. You guys are going to surprise me and come back and go, are you nuts? You better do those, and you better do that. Those things are worth a fortune, or something. And feel free. Now, here's where I've done so many file cleanups. This one is impacted, and it's very, very worn. It's a Nicholson, USA made. It's a little mill bastard file. And it's got a chunk out of the end, but I'm going to clean it up and try it. A lot of the times I've cleaned up files and they're just too dull. And you can't really, if you get too aggressive, you actually can add to making them more dull. But here's another one. Looking for anything special that I might go, well, that'd be cool. But this one, a Molson? I think so. I do like old file handles, but this one's got a big old crack. A Fuller. That's a Fuller. That one feels like it might have a little life left in it. So I have a bunch of old files. Some work better than others. And then I needed a file for my hatchet in my van. So I ran and got a set because it was cheaper that way at Harbor Freight. And, I like Harbor Freight overall, but boy, those files are garbage. And the rasps, they're garbage. I'll get some use out of them, but I will make sure that when I deem them no longer worthy, I will pitch them so nobody else has to deal with them. This one is, let's see. Ain't gonna work. Who is that? Made in the USA. I can't read it. Nothing left of it. Again, it's got stuff on both sides, but I sure can't read it. And then round that out with 3 more little files. So this is all the stuff that she brought by from her yard sale, or from the yard sale she went to. And I already knocked out the ones last week, the cat's paw and her friend's loppers. But I don't know where to go with some of this stuff. So if you have any input, I'll show you the ones I'm favoring. I love chisels. Cold chisel. The one of these, the machinist, I'm going to call it a deburrer. I could look it up, but that's no fun. That's not interactive. Is from my dad, and he was a machinist. So I like those because it's a connection there. And there was another one here. I was like, oh, where'd it go? I like the little needle nose. They'd be on my list. And then the rest, I'm like, whatever. Of course, I will always do hammers. With these composites, I just tape them off, clean them up, knock off the big chunks, and get them back in service. I think that does more justice to them than to go any further. Notice I'm putting the things I prefer in the box. And this one really has got me. It's heavy. It's a heavy look for the size of it. Hang on a second. I need to find out. I'm back. Just under 3 pounds, but it's small, you know. But anyway, I'm partial to it. I'm just going to tell you straight up, this one will get done. So what else do you think? Give me input. Let me show you once more. I'm going to show you a couple other things to round out this video that have been backing up. If you see something there that I'm missing, I want to hear it. And let me go grab those other couple of things and we'll wrap this up. All right, as long as we're on it. A pokey thing. The reason I like it, one, it's a wood handle, and it's just a shaft pressed all the way through. It's all wood, it's broken and cracked. So I'm thinking either like trying to match this handle by turning a new one and maybe epoxying this into the new handle, or trimming this down and reforming it, but it's in rough shape, but I kind of like it. Another chisel that somebody used to practice their welding on. Again, it's a chisel, I like it. Okay, let's go back in time. Some dude is in his garage and he does this. What was he doing? What was he making? I have to know. And it doesn't look like once it was ground down, it got used a lot. Or it got used for something light duty, and I have no clue. Let's guess. What would it be? Oh, another wood handle screwdriver. And normally, I have a lot of these, but this one's bent and ground cockeyed and cattywampus on the tip. Does anybody still say cockeyed and cattywampus besides me? Probably not. And then 2 C-clamps. Now, I have, I don't know, half a dozen left C-clamps around, and then various other clamps, but I don't, weighing the hammer, I hung my little scale on the C-clamp. Ooh, that one's really bent. Ooh, yeah. I don't use them as much anymore, but now that I see it's bent and it's a Craftsman, I have to do that. So yeah. All right. I'm going to sit here and make another cup of coffee and wait. Oh, and you know what else I decided? This is between us again. A lot of secrets today. You know how I got that little toaster oven that I use for the heat treating? I was like, wait a minute. I could also use it to heat up frozen burritos when I'm out here. So this winter, I think we're going to make some burritos. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along. I'm going to try and squeeze as much of this into the box. I'm going to get that corner where all this stuff resides cleaned up so I can put this all in there. And I'll wait your votes on the stuff. If I do the screwdriver, I'll do hers and a couple of other ones I have all at once, along with the nut drive. I'll do it in little groups, you know, because I'm going to leave that nozzle out so she can take it with her. Again, talk to me, files. And I really don't want to go out at this age and buy a bunch of expensive files. So, anywho, we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.